The used car market is crashing already here in 2024. Or is it? Everywhere you look on TikTok, YouTube, the news on TV, the internet, anywhere you look, including videos here on YouTube, everyone's talking about how the used car market and the new car market is coming crashing down. I mean, so bad that we might as well just close up shop. Sadly, the way the world is today, it's all about clicks and views to get paid. Well, I've never worried about pay here on YouTube, even though it is a career for me. So I'm here to set the record straight 100% with a non-biased opinion to tell you exactly what's going on with the new and used car market across the whole country, not just on one dealership's lot or my dealership's lot or anything like that. I want to start with the new car side because everyone thinks that I only sold new cars, but over the last 24 years I did sell a mix of new and used, but it was really obviously well known for the sports cars. And where there's more money in used cars than there are new cars, there is a reason dealers sell new cars, because there's some money there as well. And every market is different. You know, if I'm in Louisville, Kentucky market, the market in Indianapolis, just 90 minutes north of me, may be completely different, especially when we start hitting like Texas and Florida and New York, stuff like that. All these markets are different. And I want to talk about how we are starting to see rebates on vehicles. And it's the massively produced vehicles that are seeing rebates, not all vehicles. You're not going to see rebates on Subaru, you're not going to see them on Honda and Toyota. This simply hasn't happened in the past, and it's not going to happen now, and those vehicles are starting to see more light of day as inventory. But there's certain models like the RAV4 that Grant just bought. He had to really work at that and also make sure that he didn't have to pay over MSRP, because that is still happening in this day and age. With the rebates happening, that actually drives down the used car price. So if you come in and buy a new car for $5,000 of rebates, that actually reduces your vehicle's value by $5,000 when you go to sell it in as well, if not more. Because if I am looking at a brand new car that I can buy for $60,000 and I look at a used car that's only $52,000 to $55,000, that person who's going to spend $52,000 to $55,000 may go buy that new car. So that used car has to be lower and more enticing in order to do it. So what I'm seeing on Stellantis, if you buy a Stellantis car, it's almost as bad as buying a Kia right now. It's not worth it. Stellantis is totally messing everything up, and we're seeing $10,000 and $12,000 off Ram trucks because they have a huge supply nationwide, not even just a local market, nationwide, which is absolutely insane. And on Chevy and GMC, I'm seeing a Chevy truck that you can get for $5,000 off, and you can also get a GMC truck for about $8,000 to $9,000 off. Now these are kind of like more of the middle of the road vehicles. Now I have a 2022 Chevy ZR2 sitting right behind the building, and now that truck's stickered for $76,000. Luckily, I'm a very good negotiator, and at the end of 2022, when I needed to purchase this truck for tax purposes, I was able to negotiate $7,000 to $8,000 off. Today, if I want to sell that $76,000 truck, it's only gonna bring about 55 grand. So I've lost over $20,000 from MSRP on that truck. I want to show you guys something real quick, because being in the car business the last 24 years, I have seen a lot of horrible floor mats. And let me introduce you to Lastfit. I've had these in my truck for the last couple months, and they are the leading brand for exceptional TPE floor mats. And why I love these floor mats is they won't curl up like the ones you've seen on your screen right now. They have all-weather defense. With spring and the rainy season fast approaching us, you can protect your carpet and, most importantly, your vehicle's value. They're easy to clean, they're eco, and like my loved ones, they're pet friendly as well. And they're also a customer first company like we are here at Mike's Car Store. You can use the link you see on the screen or in the description to join me and millions of other satisfied customers in upgrading your vehicle's protection against all weather conditions, ensuring it remains clean, safe, and you maintain your value. And since I just talked about protecting your value with those awesome floor mats, I want to talk about this a little bit, because everyone's putting up crazy thumbnails showing and enticing you to think that the market is crashing. Let me tell you right now, the market is not crashing in any way, shape, or form. And I'm not afraid that I lost $20,000 of value on my truck. One, it wasn't that much because I negotiated real strong up front, but two, I've used my truck for the last year and a half and 16,000 miles. I have bought a depreciating asset. We're only seeing a correction currently in the market. It's not crashing. And I would say that, especially with Stellantis, but also other ones showing rebates like $5,000 and $8,000, $9,000 with Chevy and GMC, we're just seeing a small correction in the market. Now you got to remember, we are going into the spring selling season. The spring selling season is really going to be like shooting off here. We're seeing it at the auctions already. We didn't see much of a downturn over the winter, and even Manheim is saying that the market is up year over year and quarter after quarter. So everything out there that people are like, hey, the market's crashing, I gotta say that they're wrong 100%. There are certain aspects of it, like I mentioned with Stellantis, that is crashing, but overall the whole market is not crashing. Because I want to show you, on Tuesday we were trying to buy this 2018 Acura ILX with 65,000 miles. It was a super nice car. Now you can see what it sold for, $15,800. And of course, you guys know, with me showing you things in the past, $15,800 just doesn't mean what I own it for. I have to pay auction fees, I have to pay simulcast fee, which is a BS fee, and then also I have to pay, by my option that I want to do it, a post-sale inspection fee. So after all said and done, I'm usually about $800 or $900 over the cost of what I actually spent on the car to purchase the vehicle. That car sold for $15,800. And I also wanted to add, this is not something that you would typically see as a tax refund sale type car. The tax refund sales, the tax season cars, they're dead, man. They're just, it's not happening as it used to, and it's been that way for 5, 6, probably more like 7, 8 years. It's been that way. So to show you that we're accurate, 2018 ILX, 65,000 miles. We appraised that bad boy at $11,940. It sold for $15,800. The retail market on it was $15,995, and people were out there fighting over this car. And you can see that at $15,995, when we had it listed, that we were gonna have more miles than this one, and this one was gonna be a lower price. We have more miles than this one, and this one's got a lower price. So at $1,000 over a 58,000 mile one and a 53,000 mile one being a few $100s more, we were putting ourselves out there. And then we have this one right here with 84,000 miles, one with 30,000 miles out there. So our $16,000 price tag on this car is really dead on with the market, because our most important thing is having an exit strategy on cars. So when we have to spend $15,800 on a car that retails for 16 grand, it just doesn't add up. So we'll see. We know who bought this, and we're gonna see what they do if they sell it and how much they're going to sell it for. And I'll tell you this right here, because I mentioned it earlier in the video, we are into the spring selling season right now. With these warmer temperatures, it gets people out buying cars, and we see it here because we don't have many cars out here, and we need more cars. And you can see that there's multiple people on our lot right now looking at cars. They're banking on the market going back up, and I have to say that it is a very good idea that they have in their head that that market is going to go back up. So even though they had to spend $15,800 on this car plus all the fees, transportation fees, and own it for probably close to 16 grand, they probably can get 17 or 18 grand on it by holding on for a little bit. So the market is not crashing. It's going to correct just a little bit, but we're going to have to see what's going on here in the spring, because I have a sneaky suspicion that it's going up. The reason I have that suspicion is because of this right here. I'm gonna put it on the screen and you can read it for yourself. But the last line is the most important. The conversion rate indicates that the first 15 days of the month saw stronger than normal buying demand for this time of year. Yes, this time of year. So that indicates that, hey, all the tax guys that are buying cars, or all the buy here, pay here's that are buying cars, that all of this is normal. So this is above normal. And I also want to point out the very first line, that the MMR increased by 0.3%, which was more than normal of the decline of 0.2%. So that means 0.5% it raised up. That's a huge, huge number. And furthermore, if you're looking for a cheap car, $8,000 and under, good luck. They don't exist with the reliable and dependable unless you can go to a private party and find them, but make sure you inspect those cars extremely close so that way you don't spend your hard-earned money and have to go out and spend more of your hard-earned money because you bought a bad car.